All right, you're going.
It's recording?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because I don't see the little dot.
Yeah, I got it up
Oh,
here.
I see it now. Okay.
We'll get the
All
hang of
right.
it, guys, I
Welcome,
promise.
guys, to Module 5. Amy Connor and I, Lindsay Jaffarelli, are going to be going over the calls 33 through 39. We are actually super excited to talk to you guys about these sets of calls. So let's get started. I've never done. Okay, here we go. So we're going to have you guys listen to calls 33 and 34 on your own, because if we got into detailed with this, it would be super, super long training. But it's really easy, self-explanatory, 33, 34. Diamond Club, we all know what Diamond Club
Hey,
is.
Lindsay.
Elise talks about how we can utilize.
Hey, Lindsay.
Oh,
there's Kristen.
am I supposed to start all over? I see Chris. I just hopped in,
Can
Kristen.
you mute, Lindsay, can you mute everybody?
That's what I was going to do. I got
Hey,
him.
can you mute everybody?
I got it. I muted you. I muted all of you. Lindsay and Kristen, unmute yourself. There we go. I got you.
Thanks. Sorry, guys. Again, I'm Lindsay Jaffarelli, Amy Connor. We're going to be doing Module 5, calls through 33 through 39. Revert back. We're going to have you guys listen on your own, 33 and 34. 33 talks about Diamond Club. Elise has some great ideas and strategies on how to utilize Diamond Club with the 50 call program. And then she has a series of studies, it's called, in call 34. And studies are those are the things that you're going to want to utilize when it's our slow times. So she recommends during the summer months, when we have our slower times to do studies. Studies are a really great program to do. It's super easy, but we're going to have you guys listen to those calls because if we went through them in detail, it would be extremely long. But a basic study, for a quick overview, a basic study is you have, you pick, for instance, Lifelong Vitality Pack, or you pick a specific oil that you're going to do a study on for about 2 weeks. They order their LRP. It's great to get new customers on if they want to participate in the study as well. And then you go through a 2-week study program with them, and they get results from their study and the product, and you get to educate them throughout the next 2 weeks of that specific product. So if those are something that you guys are interested in, definitely think that would be something that you guys should listen to as well. So my favorite part, I've actually have done this and it works amazing. Call 35 is called Calling Your Tree. There is scripts on how to utilize it. And so one of the scripts is for people purchasing, but not on LRP. Hold on, my screen has a little bit cut off. For standard, and this is for like standard orders. So this is your tree, your current customers, your current clients that you have that you're going to be calling on. Number 2, she has a script for calling people that are on LRP. And then she also has a script for people that are people with an LRP, but their card isn't processing. We always run into that, right? We think that their LRP is really processing, but their card's expired or something's going on with it. So she's got an awesome script for that. And then for people who haven't ordered in a while, we all have people that haven't ordered in a while. And, you know, she's got some great tips and scripts on how to gather their attention to be like, hey, I forgot about my oils. Let me get back on track with that. So call 35 is another one. This is something that you're going to want to memorize. You can tweak it to your own little personality, but try to verbatim, like, do what exactly how she says it. I always say do it Elise's way, right, when I'm telling my girls. So next is referrals. So when we were doing Diamond Dash, she had us do the referrals call before we went to Prague. And at first I was like, I have to redo a names list, but if I can tell you, if you guys can all redo a names list, this is a separate names list of 100 people, of the most influential people you know. You can use your memory jogger, but this list is like your golden gem. And so step 2 is for each of the person that you've decided, that you decide if they will use it as a product or a business approach. She's got scripts on how to approach on this influential names list, if they're going to use the products or if you're going to approach the business. Now, I just did this weekend, so I worked this weekend, and I got an appointment scheduled. This is going to be for a product user, and it definitely works. Super excited. I love this. And you're going to call each person on your list. So even those chicken people on your chicken list, you're going to call them. And I recommend always calling your chicken list people first, because it gets your jitters and your nerves done, and then it makes all the rest of your calls super easy. And listen, me at a Diamond, I still get nervous and I still get like scared to call people, but I do it, right? I definitely do it. You can move mountains, right? If you have a little ounce of faith, you can move a mountain. So there's another script on the referrals for specific business and specific product approach. So if I can really memorize those, because they're similar but different, but they really do work. I mean, I couldn't believe when I did it. I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. So now down to the nitty gritty. I don't know if Kristen's laughing at me, but down to the nitty gritty. 3-way prospect call, and when to use it. The sooner the better. Now, I have to tell you that this is the best 3-way call that you will ever have. And so step 1, before you do a 3-way call. Now, a 3-way call is for, I'm going to grab my prog notes. So a 3-way call, the magic of presenting the opportunity is that you don't have to know the ins and outs. It's actually a series of magical questions that are most effective at helping builders, prospects feel connected with you and ultimately want to build a doTERRA business. This process adds credibility to your business proposition. It leverages the social influence and the success of your upline as well. While you can do the presentation on your own, it is highly recommended that you have a silver or above leader on this call as well. So I go to my direct upline, or and I ask, will you do this 3-way call? I have done it on my own, and I have done it for my girls as well. So the first step is, when someone is interested in the business, the sooner you get them on this call, the sooner you will be able to engage and enroll them in the business. So step 1 before the call, the leader needs to properly edify you. And once they are on the call, you and with you, and introduce you to their prospects, they must be quiet and let you control the conversation. So I'm just going to use me, Amy, and Kristen as an example. Okay, so let's pretend Kristen, or let's use Amy, because Kristen's Amy's upline, and I'm the prospect. So Amy's going to introduce me to Kristen. She's going to tell me how awesome and amazing she is, and how I'm going to love her, and I've got a ton of things I can relate to with her. And when Amy introduces me to Kristen, Amy's not going to say anything through the call. She's going to let Kristen take the reins and handle the call the entire time. She ain't going to say a peep. Elise says, zip it. We all are talkers. We're chatty catties, right? We have to zip it. We have to let our upline handle that conversation. And it totally works. Just wait, guys, just wait. So step 2 is take time and ask discovery questions. So, for instance, one of my discovery questions was, tell me about what people like to do the most. They like to talk about themselves. So tell me about yourself. Tell me what do you do? What do you have children? And if they're like, tell me about me, like I'm no one special. That's something I always say. And they're like, well, do you have kids? Oh yeah, I have a son. So it just, if they need a little help with the question, you know, you can kind of give them some ideas, but let them talk as well. How long have you been a mom, been a stay-at-home mom, been at your corporate job, been at your 9-to-5 job? Whatever the question is, these are just discovery questions that you're going to be asking to see what their pathway is. So step 3 is ask need problem questions. So what is the most frustrating thing about your job, your situation, your home life, whatever it was that it was in those discovery questions, you're going to emphasize onto that. Question 2, what would you like to change about it? A lot of people will say my financial situation, my time. I want to be at home with my kids. Those are very common answers that people answer to these questions. And then the third question is, what are your financial goals are you wanting to accomplish? A lot of times people are going to say, I want time freedom. I don't want to have to answer to a boss. I want to be home with my kids, as I already had mentioned. I'd love for my husband and I to be on vacation more. I'd love to have a summer home. Whatever it is, just listen. And I have to take a little step back really quick because I just want to emphasize to you guys that when I've done these questions, I have a pen and a paper, and because if I type on my computer, they'll hear me clicking, so I don't do it on a computer. I handwrite their answers to these questions. So it's really important because when Amy talks about the follow-up, you're going to want to have your paper with you to reference back to some of these questions. So there we go. So step 5, I think I might have, oh no, I didn't. No, I skipped, sorry. So step 4, I was like, wait a minute, did we number the steps wrong? Ask more paying questions. So what impact does this have on your family? What impact does this have on your job? And what are the consequences of not solving these issues? So a lot of the pain points could be, for instance, I did a call with someone and they wanted to help their family, their extended family. They weren't ready to get married right now or have kids right now. They wanted to help their family. Another one was they wanted to make a certain dollar amount in the next year and a half. So they can provide for their family and help with their family. So those were pain points. You could hear it, that it was pain points in their heart, you know. The next set of questions that you're going to ask, and guys, just so you guys know, these questions are all in each and every call. So you don't have to worry about writing all these questions down or any of that. These questions are all in there. I'm reading this literally verbatim from the call list. So the next set of questions are going to be, how valuable would it be? Oh, so if the prospect isn't very familiar with doTERRA, I'm sorry, the doTERRA's business opportunity, or you want to give them some more information about it, this is where you do that, okay? So you'll ask them, like, how valuable would it be to you? What benefits do you see from? And this was my favorite, but it was really odd to ask this. If you were to have a magic wand and doTERRA was exactly what you wanted in your life, what would that look like? And the person that I did this call with, this person said, because I don't want to say he or she, just so you guys know, this person said, I want to make $5,000 a month and be able to invest money into property, invest money into stocks, invest money, and be able to utilize and maximize their money even more. And I said, okay, that surprised me, but I was like, oh, this is great. You know, you don't want to act surprised. You want to show that you're supporting and understanding of what their goals and dreams and wants are. So the next set of questions is ask specific questions to find out how best to support them in their doTERRA business. So what I like about this is that sometimes they don't give you a dollar amount when you're asking them those other questions previously, but this gives you a little bit of a pathway to see where they're at and where their time is going to be at and how much time are they willing to commit and what they're willing to do in order to achieve their goal. So these are just stepping stones of paving the path for you guys so that you guys can better support them. So the questions are, would you like to supplement or replace your income? Excuse me. And what does it mean to you to supplement your income? Is it $500, $1,000, $2,000? And what would it mean to replace your income? Is it $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $7,000 a month, and $10,000 a month? Now, if you guys are noticing, these are the specific different ranks of the averages of where you can make income each month. So she's asking questions to see what rank are you guys, is this person looking at being at for the business opportunity with doTERRA? And then when would you like to reach this income goal? In 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or 24 months? And we all know in goal setting, we all do 3-month goal, right? We do 30-day goal, 60-day goal, 90-day goal. Well, we know 90 days is 3 months. And we know 6 months. We know what we can achieve in doTERRA in 12 months, and we definitely know what we can achieve in 24 months. And some of us go faster than others, and it's okay. And some of us go slower than others, and it's so okay. No, I'm just joking. So how many hours per week are you able to commit to your doTERRA business in order to achieve your goal? So if someone says, I want to be able to earn at least $5,000 a month in doTERRA, are they going to achieve that goal if they say, I can commit to 10 hours a week? No. I was looking for someone to shake their head, but I can't see everybody. So now you know like where they're at, where their head is at, but it's giving you some more clues on how you can give them a strategy plan. So next is the following, ask them the following questions, okay? Because this is giving you a clear path with the exact questions that you just asked them. If they want to make $5,000 a month, if they're committed to doing 15 to 20 hours a week, if they, what are their pain points if they don't achieve this goal. You have now just recapped a bunch of information in this 20 minutes, because I have to emphasize, Elise says 20 minutes, that's it, no more, no less, 20 minutes. And she says, ask them the following question. I think I understand more clearly what your goals are, and how I can support you in those goals. Is there any else that you need to know in order for you to feel comfortable building a residual income with doTERRA? And I'm going to emphasize, she says residual income, because this is what we're in. We're in a business of building residual income. If they have no more questions, or if they do have questions, you make sure you answer them. And then you end the call with a call to action. So, thanks, Lindsay, thank you, Lindsay. Let's schedule another time where we can go over a specific business plan. We will outline the next 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day action plan for you. Can I talk can I talk next Tuesday? What time is good for you? I always give 2 days. I always say, can you talk on Tuesday or could you talk on Wednesday? What time is good for you? Is morning, afternoon? And then you kind of work in with them a time frame of that you're going to do a follow-up call with them. So some really important things in doing these calls is to tell them you have really enjoyed talking to them before you end the call, and make sure you use dynamic listening. Remember a detail about conversation from what you told earlier in the conversation to refer to it. That's why taking notes is super important. And tell them that you look forward to putting this business plan together with them. And when she's saying with them, this is Amy, or this would be Kristen and Amy talking to me. So they're going to come up with their plan to tell me what my business plan is going to be in the next 30 days, 60 day, and 90-day goal with doTERRA, with my commitment of 15 to 20 hours and a $5,000 income a month. So then you tell them to jump off the call. Then you tell them you have to jump off the call, okay? And you're going to make sure you edify your leader, and your leader continues to talk to them. So just because you get off the call doesn't mean that everyone gets off the call. So you want to make sure that the connector between the two stays on the call and just talks to them and, comforts them, does more dynamic listening, whatever it is. But make sure that you guys do stay, you don't get off the call. So I do want to talk about really quick is that now you've nailed the call, right? Now you got to come up with a game plan. And the game plan is what are we going to do next? What's our next steps to get this builder going, up and running, and seeing if they're committed and if they're capable. And so what I like to tell you guys really quick, because I know that there's been a lot of confusion with the Empowered Success, but I use the rank guides as my little sheet, and it's in my other room, and I'm sorry, I was supposed to have it on the call to show you. I literally took notes on the front sheet of the paper, all the notes of what they said on the call, because I use it, because we have the circles, right? We have them, we have the circles of where they want for their rank. So you're going to fill it in for them, but it's for your own resources. So utilize the Empowered Success tools and resources for yourself to help with your builders. Don't give it to them right away because it will just confuse the cuckoo out of them. Just get them to get on those calls, the first 50 calls, and break them up. Elise says break them up. Exactly what we're doing, break them up. So I'm going to hand over, next is 3-way builder follow-up call, call 38 with Amy. Amy, can you touch the screen and see it?
I can see it. Let me see. I can't flip the slides. No.
You can't. Okay. I'll click.
Like, next slide, Lindsay. Okay. So the next time you guys jump on the call, the key to this, so you definitely want to have those notes in front of you, because this is now like, you're getting back on the call, and it's going to be the 3 of you. It's the exact same thing. But this call, the follow-up call, is different than the original call. This call is not us doing the talking and stuff. It's just where we need to sit back and listen, and we've, kind of made a plan for them and everything. So the reason why we tell you to take those notes is when you start the call, you're going to refer to something they said in that previous call. So it may be like, if Lindsay was, if I was in Kristen's role in that situation she was talking about, I'd be saying, so Lindsay, I know the other time we were on the call, you said you had a big date planned with your husband. How did that go? Or, whatever they said, you want to be sure that you jotted down something personally, because if you think about it, if, we were in a conversation, or any of you were in your conversation and someone remembers something that you said, you kind of sit back and you're like, wow, they paid attention. And that is dynamic listening. Dynamic listening is actively paying attention. We can't pay attention, obviously, to their body language and stuff, but maybe how they say things and what they say. And us doing this, it helps build trust for them to us. It helps build credibility. And it allows that you like, it kind of brings back that you can actually take, you know, go back to that first place when that first call happened. But so, like I said, this is, this is where we need to talk and not just listen. It's the opposite. The opposite is we listen and, you know, the person listens, but then this time we'll be doing the talking because we did set up a plan. All right, next slide. She's my Vanna. Okay, so step one, you're going to get realistic. So you want to be realistic with them. And so if you don't want to try to, you know, just kind of guide on what they want to say or what they want to hear and stuff. And you can just tell them. So I like what Elise says in here. And this is not something that you have to memorize. Know that it's a guide. It's easy. This is easy to do in a phone call. This is like not, the scripts are really, they're not going to be as, you know, as easy flowing if you were face to face or just on a Zoom call or anything like that. But if you're on a phone call, you can literally read from the script, which makes it super easy. But so it says, well, Elise writes on there, hold on. Okay, the chat box was up. Okay, I've been thinking about you and the goals and dreams that you shared with me. And I am really excited about what you told me. And I actually have a question to ask you. Would you like me to be realistic with you today? Or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? What's everyone going to say? They want you to be realistic with them, right? There's no, I don't know anyone that's going to be like, just tell me what you think I need to hear. So, all right, next slide. Like, come on, Lindsay. Okay. It says, so the best thing to say is we've watched a lot of people build this business and we've seen many people become successful at it. We've been able to gather averages with thousands of people building the business to see how long it takes and how much time that they can put into on a weekly basis with how much money they can make as a result. So these are things you're kind of giving them. You can go to the next slide. It kind of gives you an idea of like based on what they say, you're kind of, you know, getting those expectations just kind of built up and ready to go. All right, so I actually really I kind of struggled with this. And so when we were writing this in, it was like talking about, I'm like, I don't know if I could say that. And I'm like, but then when I actually said it out loud, it made sense of like why she says this. So Elise goes, now, I don't think I'm average and I don't think you're average. And together, I definitely don't think we're both going to be average, but it's good to have these averages. So at least we have a good starting point. So the purpose of her saying this, oh, that's perfect. The purpose of her saying is not to be like, you know, it's not that you're gloating about yourself or you're just calling them average and stuff, or you're saying like, wow, like we're just gonna be average together. I like that she's basically setting the expectation that she's giving us, this is a realistic basis to start from. All right, so in step 2, you're gonna start talking about the business goals. So you've gotten realistic with them and now you're gonna start talking these realistic business goals. So I come in and say, okay, so Lindsay, let's look at the goals, for example, or let's look at the goals that you gave me. So you told me you'd like to be earning about $5,000 a month, and it's, you know, whatever, I'm using examples here, but about $5,000 a month and you know, you gave me the date of around 18 months. So if I look at this chart that with all the company averages, I would average that's about a gold rank. And so one thing to know, all these scripts and this time to rank with incomes is all in the daily mentor calls. So you can print this. Obviously, they're not going to have it in front of them. That's totally fine. You definitely want to have this in front of you. And you should have obviously looked at it and, you know, been able, you know, when you're working out the goals, you have looked at this before. But if she gave me that example, for instance, about $5,000 for around, give or so 18 months, if you look at gold, what I'm looking at here is, so the time to reach rank, which is what, the third one over, and it says about 15 months to gold. And then you're going to look at the average monthly income, which is about, you know, almost 4,800. So that's give or take close to 5,000. So you just kind of average what they're going, you know, close on and stuff. So that's about the closest, you know, 15 months to 18 months, about $5,000. It's a little bit lower. And so this is where you really want to look, the time to reach the rank and the average monthly incomes. That's all the spots that you want to do. And obviously there is a typo on it after gold. We did notice it wasn't ours. We copied this into this. We noticed it's not premium, as we all know. It's platinum. I think it is correct on the on somewhere though, because we have one that shows correct. So you guys can you can go to the next slide. Okay, so what I would talk about with this chart, you know, I said that the goals that be, realistic, that you can look at looking at these numbers and, what you said, you'd be about a goal. So I would just tell them, this averages chart also tells us that, so like what it tells us is, between the target rank and like the target rank and how many months they want to achieve it by, like, the money and the time and stuff. We need to be realistic. So if, say, Lindsay had a goal of $5,000 in 5 months. So I'd be like, okay, so, obviously, so the average chart this is where I would turn around and tell her and be like, so this averages chart tells us that, a gold in doTERRA typically makes around 5,000 a month, but it typically takes around 15 months to achieve. So being realistic, one of these numbers has to change. So you see what I'm going back and forth. I know it's hard to look on a Zoom because I'm like pointing at the air. But that's where I was showing. So she showed, she wanted to be a gold, or, and she wouldn't know the ranks. If she wanted to be making around 5,000 in 5 months, it's not realistic. So I'm like, hey, being realistic here, based off of what you said, one of these things has to change. So you can go ahead, you can go forward. There you go. All right. So I would say, so here's what we're going to do. Either you can increase the amount of hours that you work or increase the length of time it would take you to get there. So what would you be willing to adjust? And you're going to ask them. You would just want to wait, let them answer. I wouldn't give my opinion here. I would just sit there, just ask them that, either. So based on what you said, you can increase the hours, or you can, it would increase the amount of time to get there. So then I would ask them what they want to work on or what they want to adjust. So then step 3, after they've set it, now you're going to set a goal. So you're going to set this goal on the phone with them. So you want to help them adjust these numbers until you have a realistic goal. Obviously, they don't know gold, silver, platinum. They don't know the ranks. They don't know. They're not seeing this. They can't tell you the average amount of time it takes to get to this specific rank. They can't tell you the amount of, these average incomes. And they don't have this. So they cannot see this. So I would, just help them out if they're asking and stuff, and be like, well, just being realistic here, it would be this many months to this rank, or, to this amount of money on average and stuff. So, and it could be based on the numbers of hours they want to work too. You can also ask them that way. So like, for example, it says, okay, so you want to do about 10 hours a week, and in 3 months, you would be making around 1,000 per month. So would it be okay, like, and this is where you're kind of asking permission, so it's that permission-based language. Would it be okay if we made the goal of 15 hours a week instead of 10? And you could use that, it would be a little bit more realistic. So you can go to the next slide. So as you can see, with these goals, you're kind of you're guiding them, you're letting them talk, because you want them to, I don't want to sit there and be like, well, you need to work this month, I don't want to be forceful and like tell them what to do. I want to guide them to their own answer. But we have it in front of us, so we can help them along with that. So, okay, so if someone says they want to put in about fewer than 15 hours a week, say, I would just be realistic and tell them, say, honestly, I've never seen anyone making a significant residual income working fewer than 15 hours a week. And so honestly, 15 hours a week is really the minimum amount of time to gain momentum that you'll actually need to help with this. Next slide, Lindsay. So, after, you kind of go through this with them and talk about it. So once you settle on a goal, it's not that we both settle on a goal. Once they, we can settle on a realistic goal and time frame that they feel positive about. That's the key. They want to feel positive about it. They want to feel comfortable about it. Then you want to make sure to tell them you'll both try to overshoot the goal and stuff. So like, for example, I'd be like, Lindsay, now you set a goal of, so say it was like 13 months or something, you'd base it down and stuff. It'd be like, hey, so, I think this is great. You set a perfect goal. I think it's totally obtainable. And be like, and with us working together, we're going to be such an amazing team. And I know, you're going to go so far and do phenomenal in this business that I know you're going to hit this rank sooner than possible. Or, I know that I can see you totally hitting this rank within, so-and-so months. By saying, and no one is obviously going to be upset with you with saying that, because people are happy about it. If you tell them like, hey, the average of diamond is this, but I totally, you're going to be a rock star and you're going to nail this. I love these goals. You've done a great job and stuff, like we could totally hit diamond within 8 months and stuff. People are like, okay, that's cool. Why not? Why would you not want to hit it earlier? I mean, why not? All right, next slide. I said next goal. Okay. So step 4. So you want to start at okay. This is, now you're going to work with them. So here's what here's what we're going to do. So you set your goals and everything. I'm going to give them the daily mentor calls 1 through 5 to work on. That is like what I'm going to give them here. I want you, first thing I want you to do is start on calls 1 through 5 for the daily mentor calls. So you're going to help them start at the very beginning of the business. By telling them, I would tell them to make a names list. One of my new builders can get, like, we just did this like 2 weeks ago. Very first thing I told her was, I want you to start making your 100 names list. I want you to start rating them all. And I want you to start listening to the daily mentor calls 1 through 5. And, she was listening to it. And, we've been, any questions that she has and stuff, I'm right there, like, helping her, because I have gone through these calls and with the training and stuff. And that's what you want as an upline to that new builder. You want to be able to refer back to this training and stuff, and to be able to guide them along. So after that, just guide them on. Then it's calls 6 through 10. You're going to be teaching them to, don't leave it to the daily mentor calls. Be talking with them and teaching them how to sample, how to follow up, how to invite to a class properly. And then finally calls, then 40 through 50. So it kind of skips, if you notice. You're going to be using 6 weeks to elite when they launch their business. So, they made their names lists, they rated, they're sampling and following up, and you want to get classes booked. And stuff, you want to have their launch week ready and stuff. So we have classes booked, we have them set in stone. We're going to take those, potential, those people that we've sampled that have had a great experience, and we're going to invite them to these classes. And I'm the exact same with Lindsay, with having 2 dates. How I worked it with my class, I ended up that with all the people I sampled, I said, I worded it directly as Elise said it. And I said, I have a class day, Monday at noon or Friday at 2 p.m. And I would love to have you there. Which one of those dates works best for you? And so it's an open-ended question that you're giving them the option, but at the same time, I'm not being like, I'm being direct with them and stuff. It's kind of like when you make an appointment and they're like, well, I have this day or this day open, which is best and stuff. So that's how you're working it. That's how you're coming about it. And I think once you can kind of get over that part of, I know I struggled with it, of just like, is it okay? What time do you have open and stuff? When I just say, hey, I have this class at this day and this class at this time and stuff, which works for you? And they all said this date. And I'm like, all right, that was easy. So, all right, next slide. Okay, go back. Okay, so that's kind of in the business, in the follow-up and stuff. So hopefully you guys are kind of clear on this. If not, and go back, re-listen to those calls. All the scripts are there, which makes it super helpful. If you want and stuff, if you've even printed it off, you can take them and kind of make them into your own. It's all free downloads. Everything is there and stuff for you to have. And then 2, and stuff, you want to be doing this, like this follow-up, you want to have all 3 people back on the call. It's the exact same thing with the follow-up, obviously. So, yeah, it's not just going to be you 2. So, okay. So the next thing I want to talk about really fast is the accountability partner trio. So, okay, and Lindsay, I kind of reworded this, as you could tell. I was playing around with it. Okay, so the accountability partner trio. So all of us that went to Prague, we are actually all in accountability groups. So we are all in groups of 3. And I'll kind of talk about that later, of how, like, it's in the next slide. But so here's like how we're going to do it. And so here's how, like, we were guided on it and stuff of how to do this. So basically there's going to be 3 people to a group, hence the name trio. So 2 people are going to be grouped that are the same, either the same rank or like right at the same rank, and they're both looking to rank up. So they're the same rank and stuff, they're kind of right in that same area, and they're both looking to rank up to that next one. So if you're both in like, an executive and stuff, and you're getting ready, you're like, you want to go to elite. So you both want to like bump up and stuff, so that like kind of in there. You're going to be paired together with 1 silver or above leader, or silver and above leader. So someone that's silver and above that's looking to rank up as well. For silvers and above that are on the call, or listening to the recording, so you guys are going to be paired up the exact same way. So if you're both silver and both wanting to rank up to gold, you're both going to be paired up together. However, there's going to be a gold or above in that group with you. So 2 people of the same rank with another person that's either a silver and above, or for silvers and above, like gold and above with you. This is Lindsay, did I say it? I have it in my head, and it's kind of like my brain's piecing it together of how to say it. Okay, So that's the accountability partner trio. So 10 by 10 texting. Okay, so here's what our trios are doing that from Prague. So, and here's what we're going to be having you guys do. So every day, so Monday through Friday, I don't think we noted this on here that it was Monday through Friday. So for you guys, it's only Monday through Friday. You get Saturdays and Sundays off. You are going to text this trio. So all three of you guys are going to be in a text message. And by 10 a.m., you have to text 3 things that you're going to do for the day. And it's not fold laundry and wash the dishes. It's going to be legit business things. It's going to be, I'm going to have my wellness consult. I'm going to, I have people to follow up with and sample. I'm going to, send my samples for the day and stuff. These are legit things that you are going to accomplish. It's worked great and stuff. We all are paired up and we're doing this, and it really forces you to look what you're doing all day long. I think, and it helps your accountability. It helps your productivity, because you do want to be able to send, you have to send these texts no matter what. It's accountability. You're held accountable by 2 other people. So by 10 a.m., you're going to send those 3 things. By 10 p.m., you're going to send the 3 things that you did with either like a green, it says a green check mark, just some kind of check, like a green check mark, a check mark, or something that says done and stuff like that. You accomplished every one of these. If you didn't get it accomplished, there's going to be a big, think Family Feud, because I know Diana's on this call. She loves Family Feud. With the big red X and stuff. If you didn't complete it, you don't want to do that, by the way. When you send these texts. So for my group personally, I have, I'm in Central, I have a girl in Eastern, and then there's a girl in Mountain time zone, and we each send ours in our own time zone. So I don't worry about Eastern, I don't worry about Mountain. I send my things by 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, by 10 p.m. or a little earlier by, Central Standard Time. Okay, this group is only for accountability use. That's it. There's no other text, no other chit-chatting or asking different things. You're only using it to send your things and check them off. It's used to help you stay focused on what you're doing on a daily basis for the business. And I can say, like, all of us that are doing it and stuff, it helps a ton. I actually loved it. And the way to remember this is if you guys have a notes thing in your phone, not a notes, but a reminder in your phone. I set a reminder in my phone for 9:45 in the morning, and I have one set for 9:45 at night. So I know if I haven't done it, I'm going to get a text reminder, and I'm going to be like, oh, I got to send that and stuff. So I highly recommend setting a reminder in your phone to help keep you on track. Okay, and so for the things that you're doing, so Facebook Lives don't count. This is for actual sampling, actual following up with people, actually reaching out to those people on your names list, actually scheduling classes, teaching classes, one-on-ones, those kind of things. So, okay, so next slide. So this is an example. So this is Lindsay and I. We were screenshotting and sending you just to give you an example of this. So you could see on the left-hand side, 11:1, that's the beginning. That's by 10 a.m. in your time zone. Adding to the names list, it's gonna be sampling, scheduling a membership overview, she's doing 5 chicken list calls, and she's doing 2 hours of follow-up. So the next one, they're doing strategy call with the builder, they're doing 2 wellness consults, a continued education class with the business overview attached to it. The prepping samples is sent for an online class, and then they're following up with one-on-one attendees. So then by 10 p.m., and so on the right side, you'll see that those little green check boxes or the other check boxes, or you can just put a big done at the top or, right next to it. An example at the bottom would be, so there's those big red X's, which still reminds me of Family Feud. But yeah, so that would be stuff that you didn't get done. That is not recommended. We don't want X's. Your accountability group is there and stuff to be held accountable and stuff. X's are bad, right? We want to get what we say that we're going to get done.
Can I add something here?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, I wish I could show you I'm in an accountability group with Elise. And it's me, Elise, Dana Moore, and Jenna Cross. We're all presidential diamonds. And I'm just going to let you know, if you go back to you don't have to go back to the other slide, but Elise, you cannot put X's in I'm just saying y'all need to follow Elise's way. She's triple diamond for a reason. And I'm going to tell y'all, don't have X's. I think Dana, like in one day, I think Dana had an X and I had an X because, and I think Jenna did too that day. For whatever reasons, I think somebody, like if somebody cancels on you, then that's one thing. Like if you had a meeting with somebody that canceled on you, but then the next morning, like you need to get that done. But if Elise she called us out on it. So I'm going to make sure y'all know, do not put anything on your list, your accountability list, your 5 things that day that 100% that you can't get done. So if it's going to rely like, oh, I'm waiting on a handout to get finished from the editor or from my assistant or my friend that does graphic design work, don't put it on your list then, because you're relying on somebody else. Now, meeting with your builder, that's fine. Because that usually won't get canceled the morning of. It would be rare. But what I'm saying is, Elise is all about, don't put on your list if you don't know 100% that you're going to get done. And this is why accounting, I know some of you are like, well, I don't know. Like, this sounds like, I don't know, like intense. Like, I just want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Well, you can keep doing. Listen to me and know that my heart is kind to you on this, because I want the best for you. You can keep doing what you want to do when you want to do it, but you may take a lot longer to get there is the point. So when people tell me I want to hit X rank, or I want to be silver, or I want to be diamond, then you need this. If you're going to treat this as a business, then you need this. Is it always fun for me to have to get up in the morning and text my 5 things to my group, to Elise? Sometimes it's like almost 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't finish editing that PowerPoint. And I get on my computer and it forces me to do it. Is that fun sometimes? No, but you betcha I've been getting a whole lot more done in my business than I ever have. And my business last month was not just because of the new products, but also because all of us are doing this together. Last month was the best month I've had in a long time, or that we have had in a long time, because y'all are all on my team. But anyway, so it's not always fun, no, but it feels so good that I'm actually getting so much more done in my business. So if it's 9 o'clock at night and I realize, oh my gosh, I forgot to do this, I forgot to schedule the class in November that I said I was going to schedule, I schedule it right then. It just forces you to do things, and it forces you to have accountability. So you just need to decide right now, because I think everybody should be doing these accountability groups. It's for the next 90 days. You can do it. It's only Monday through Friday. You got the Saturday and Sundays off. You don't have to text on Saturdays and Sundays, but it's not always fun. So I'm not going to tell you it is, but it'll put a fire under your butt, and your business, if you want your business to grow, you'll do it. You'll want to do it because you want your business to grow. And we all need accountability. I'm Presidential Diamond, and my life is so busy, crazy, just like all of y'all's. And sorry, I think my kid's screaming in bed. Anyway, but I need accountability just as much as anybody else. So anyway, I just want to add my 2 cents in there.
So with accountability, we did a little, this little thing. It says people with an accountability partner are 85 to 95% more likely to accomplish their goals. And I think it's so true. And stuff. My business has totally changed. It has a little fire under my butt. And I know everyone, like what Kristen said, we've had a fire lit under us. And it's not just because we have to and stuff. It forces you to sit there and you're like, okay. And some of the stuff I have planned, and some of the stuff I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I need to do this. Little shout out that someone did in our accountability. Yesterday was a little rough, trying to sample and get moving to do this dash, and then they put, oh man, can you guys hear me? Lindsay, can you hear me? Okay. It's okay if I'm frozen. You just get to stare at my pretty face. Okay, so they wrote, I'm no sprinter. I just maybe in a little position that's like, because that's how it catches you. Okay, it says, I am no sprinter. I'm telling myself that negative self-talk. I'm a long distance girl and I'm in for the long haul. But good old Tiffin got on Marco Polo. I don't know what Marco Polo is, so don't ask me. Not even sure if it was me, I guess that she was talking to, and talked her into belief in herself and what we're trying to do here in Diamond Dash, and just listen to her and just listen and in her Tiffin way. And she had me laughing and crying. So just by this accountability group and stuff, this girl's getting down on herself. You know, she was getting disheartened and stuff. And then, you know, Tiffin got on there, one of her accountability partners, and talked her up and, you know, realized that it was going to be okay, that we're all going to survive. Oh, it's a video chat app. Okay. All right, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so here's a testimony too. This is from Dana Moore. So this is about the three-way builder calls. Okay, so like you see, this is Presidential Diamond, you know, Dana Moore and stuff doing it. They're all doing it like right along with us and stuff. So Dana put, isn't it so fun to put yourself out there and yield results in a way that you haven't before? I am addicted to progress. Anyway, I have been doing three-way calls with some of my key leaders that you're bringing potential committed, capable guys. It works. In fact, it works so well. It's my new favorite thing in the business. This was for sure a missing piece of the puzzle, and I am forever grateful to have this skill set. This is also one of the easiest things to do. Truly fast and super results driven. Another thing I made myself do today is to reach out to three super influential women in my life and explain my goals and what I'm looking for and asking them to send me their referrals. All three were super eager and 100% on board. I'm floating around my house like an annoying person in love. Haha, I love success. So the system works and stuff. It may seem crazy. You're not going to always want to do it and stuff. I know, like I had a class this past week, and it was turning into a one-on-one, and this girl had ghosted me in a one-on-one before and a class and stuff. And I for sure thought, I was like, oh, I kind of hope she just bails and stuff. And so, I was like, no, I'm going to do this. And she showed up and we rocked it. And that's what it's about. And stuff, doing it even when we don't want to, because it does work. The system works. Okay. So here's our homework. So, practice the scripts for the three-way builder questions, and then practice the scripts for the three-way builder follow-up questions. So practice this, meaning say them out loud, say the script, say what she says, and so when you have the script, say it out loud, because it will help take out the awkwardness when you are saying it. I know even when we talked about, with the class stuff, it can be awkward, and just saying, running it over in your head is not the same as saying it out loud. Practice on your, practice on your spouse, practice on your kids, practice on your dog. You're just reciting it off and stuff. You just want to get it going and stuff, and get it to where it sounds natural. Okay, so, and then the other thing is that you're going to sign up for an accountability group. So there's a Google form here. I know you guys can't click on it. Lindsay, I think we're posting it in Dream Team. Mm-hmm. So there'll be a thread in Dream Team. So you're going to fill out this form, and then we're going to pair you. So it's not probably going to be with someone on your team. That was the thing actually we purposely did to each other, and probably Lindsay, I know you and I almost went on a team together, and we sat there and said, no, we're going to expand our horizon. And we decided to partner up. So we were going to partner with you guys. You'll probably know them, and then maybe you won't, but if not, then you gain some cool friends. So we definitely are going to sign you guys up, and it's what Kristen said. It's for, I think, 90 days. So for the calls, we have to be, Amanda, it does not, I don't think we have to be a certain amount into the calls for the accountability groups, because it's mainly, so the accountability groups are used for 10 to 10 texting. So it's going to be,
It's only for accountability only. You don't have to be on a specific call time. It's just for your business or where you're at.
Helping hold everyone accountable. Show you what we're all going through, with Diamond Dash and stuff. And it works and stuff, and it's fun. So I'm gonna post the link. Lindsay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Get off.
I just stopped sharing the PowerPoint so I can put the Google Doc.
Okay.
In the chat. But I also wanted to clarify the trio, because I was getting texts from our prog group. They want to keep it with the same ranks. So 3 elites that are going for premier, 3 executives that are going for, I know we were changing it a little bit, But they want to keep it just exactly Elise's way. So they don't want to change nothing. So we'll pair you up with where you're at and where with your trio of where you're going. And we put the link, I just put the link in the chat form too, because I didn't know if I could do it with the shared screen. So I unshared the screen so that you guys could have the Google Doc. What day did we agree on that we were going to close out the Google Doc so that we could work on it?
Was it a week
Wednesday?
or no, was it this Wednesday?
This Wednesday. They have
Okay.
2 days.
Yeah. And then I think pair by, we could do next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Halloween.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. You and I.
Yeah, we'll get it done. I'll get it done.
We'll just Zoom. We like to Zoom in our PJs.
So if you guys, anyone have any questions that they want to unmute themselves before we wrap it up?
I have a question. This is Rika. Does nearest diamond leader mean geographically or on your upline?
Upline.
Upline.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
No problem. And is there an other box too that you're seeing? Okay. So a lot of the times, like I know with Stephanie, there's a lot of like ones in between her, but it was going to be way too long to keep listing everyone. And with everyone jumping on, so I just put an other one in there. So feel free to write something. Or does anyone have any questions before we jump off?
Take advantage of these three-way calls, guys, because they're awesome. And definitely do those referrals. The influence list is so awesome. It works amazing, especially like in calling your tree, getting those people on LRP again. It really helps build those residual incomes. So honestly, like definitely dive into those as well.
With the accountability partners, will those start immediately, or is there a certain date that will be starting?
So we'll get it out next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, and then we'll get you guys connected. You guys can start it right away on Thursday morning.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, or just take someone take the initiative. When we paired up, we basically just wrote down, like phone numbers and stuff, or we just sent the text, or even like a good thing would be would just do Facebook and just Facebook message in a group and stuff to get everyone's phone numbers and stuff and just start texting. But I did put a link in there with it has your email, your phone number, and everything. So we'll give you guys, actually, when we probably pair you up, we'll have the name, email, and phone number. So you guys can go ahead and start it. I wrote it first thing in the morning, so I was trying to remember what I'll put in there. But all right, if no one has any questions,
All right.
I guess we're good. Kristen, do you have anything else? She may not be there. All right.
I think we're good. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. We hope that you got some good takeaways from this call, and we look forward to seeing everyone's success.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Bye. Amy,
Bye.
you can stop recording.
Yeah, I'll stop. It doesn't want to stop recording. It's not stopping. There we go.